Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today, your Florida Gators are in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, taking on the LSU Tigers. Coach KJ's team has to come in with a plan today because LSU is the better team if you look on paper. They may only be 1-4 to start the season, but this team has more talent than our Florida Gators. So Coach KJ has to come in, get that strong game plan and get our offense moving and hopefully get a few stops on defense. I don't think that'll be too big of an issue, but our offense seemed to struggle last week against Kentucky. We managed to pull it out, but that was definitely tougher than what we wanted it to be. Let's see what we can do today. Jack Garola is your starting quarterback. He has 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions through the air, and he also adds 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's been okay to start the year. He sometimes leaves something to be desired, though, so we're trying to see if we can improve upon that and get some consistency out of him. Now let's take a look at the rest of our offense. We have Quantel Johnson leading the way out of the backfield. We also have receiver Harrison Wallace III. In the offensive line room, we have senior Austin Barber, who's been pretty darn good at right tackle. We need him to step up because the rest of our O-line's a little weak just because we have some more developing to do. Now that was a big third down run by Quantel Johnson where he got the first down. We go to Emmanuel Henderson, who picks up almost nothing on that play. It ends up being 2 on a quick screen. It's okay, we like to run our screen game and keep it going. Jack Garola is going to run read option here, and he tries to make a man miss. He couldn't make a miss, but we'll take the 5 yards. However, Quantel Johnson gets hurt on this play, so that's a pretty big loss for our offense, especially because backup running back Guyassi Blanks sprained his ankle in the last game, and he is unavailable today. So now we're down to third string running back Denzel Hudson. We only have one other running back on our roster that we can play, and that's Drew Williams. He's a sophomore. I don't know how much we'll see of him today. That ended our drive, and Garrett Nussmeier is the starting quarterback for LSU. He comes in with 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, just under 1,000 yards passing. Honestly, he hasn't been that great this year. LSU's going to need him to step up. J.J. White almost picked him off on that play. That's our stud freshman defensive end. He was the number 1 player in the nation, and we really need him to step up for us. In the linebacking court, Scooby Williams, who's been really good up the middle for us. On the back end, we're young in the secondary, but Miguel Mitchell's stepped up and been a fantastic leader for this defense. Garrett Nussmeier is going to pass it here on 2nd and 10. However, he can't get the pass off. That's J.J. White fighting through a block and making the sack. That's a huge play by our young defensive end, and he can be a game changer as he's been involved in both plays to begin this drive. However, they get a conversion there, but there's flag on the play. They're going to call pass interference on Robert Sample, which backs him up to a 3rd and 24. Now let's see if our defense can get a stop. And look at that. J.J. White came with the pressure that forced the ball out. Shamar James made the tackle. Florida gets the stop as LSU's going to have to punt it back to us. We have David Hester on the return here. He takes it from about the 10-ish yard line. And look at this move. He cuts outside and he gets all the way out to the 31-yard line. That's a good, solid return. Denzel Hudson gets another carry here. That went for 4. He's more of a power back. He's going to be a little bit of a plotter. He's slow, but he can run through guys. That's his game. He's a little bit heavier, so I don't expect to get too many dynamic rushes out of him today. We're in the gun here on a fresh set of downs, and we go to Emmanuel Henderson again on another screen. And look at that. He makes the first man miss. He only ends up picking up 3, but that was a good play. We go back to Denzel Hudson, and up the middle he goes. He doesn't pick up a whole lot. He gets 3 yards. You'd like to see him break a tackle there, which, I mean, I guess he did, but break a second one, as we got to throw it on 3rd down, and that one's incomplete. We were feeling the pressure from the left side there. So following a punt, Garrett Nussmeier takes over for LSU, and look at that one-handed catch by Chris Hilton Jr. That was nice. J.J. White played that pretty well, but they get the pitch out there to Pittman, and he only ends up picking up 3. Our defense rallied and made a good tackle there. So they send their receiver in motion, and Nussmeier's looking to pass, and he hits Ibita, who was in motion. That's a 6-yard pickup, bringing up a 3rd and 1. They go 5 wide, surprisingly, and we send a blitz, and that one's broken up and incomplete. That was a great play by Kewan Hawes on the outside. Jack Garola and the Gators take over, and he's going to pull it on a read option and pick up probably 6 yards. That was a pretty nice run. They go right back to the ground game again with Garola, and he's going to get outside. He can't quite break it off, but that's 9 yards. You'll love to see it. Again, 3 straight read options, and Garola with another big crease. He has a chance to go all the way this time. That block was missed by Harrison Wallace III, so they're able to come up and make the tackle down at about the 8-yard line. Denzel Hudson's going to get a carry, and he goes up the middle for a 3-yard rush that looked a little longer than that, but that was a nice carry. So now it's 2nd and goal, and we're going to line up in the gun here. Garola's looking to pass. He throws a fade to the end zone. That doesn't work. He way overthrew Emmanuel Henderson. So on 3rd and goal, of course, we got to pass it, and we go to another fade. This one to Harrison Wallace III, and that gets broken up by B.J. Jones. So that forces us to settle for a field goal with Adam Mahalik that is up and good. Florida takes a 3-0 lead in this one. LSU comes out starting at 25-yard line, motioning their tight end across and running a QB draw with Garrett Nussmeier. That's a weird decision. I would not run that play with him. So they're going to pass it on 2nd and 9 as Nussmeier finds a wide open Sample for a first down. Robert Sample takes that for 10. So they send Robert Sample in motion this time. Nussmeier looking to pass, running play action, and he's going to throw it underneath to Mason Taylor, the son of Miami Dolphins legend and NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. That's going to set up a 2nd and 5, and Nussmeier is looking to pass it. He's standing in the pocket, and he tucks to run, and that's going to be Shamar James taking him down, setting up a 3rd and inches. He's running a QB spy, so I'd love to see him actually come downhill and make that tackle on that play, exactly like what Scooby Williams did on this one, forcing the LSU Tigers to punt it. And as you can see, our injuries are definitely going to hurt us this week as we are down both of our starting running backs for the remainder of this one. Guyassi Blanks was hurt last week. However, this week, we lost starting running back Montel Johnson. Drew Williams is going to check into the game and get his first carry. That one goes for just 3 yards. On 2nd down, we go right back to Drew Williams, and he has a little bit of a crease, and he runs over a man for 9 yards. That's a great play by our sophomore running back, getting his first career carries here. That's number 3 of his career, and that one only goes for 1. He spun a little too early there. That was probably more of a user error than his fault. So it's 2nd down. We're going to pass it with Garola, it looks like. He moves the pocket to the right and fires and finds Kyle Hinder, our tight end, for 11, getting the Gators another first down on a big play there for our offenses. Jack Garola comes out in the gun, looking to pass this time. He's feeling some pressure, and he finds Emmanuel Henderson, who will again get another Gators first down on an 11-yard pickup. I will say, so far today, the Gators have been able to move the ball up and down the field on offense. Let's see if they can keep it up. However, that was a big mistake there by Jack Garola. Luckily, it didn't get picked off, so we go back to the ground game, and we give it to Denzel Hunson, who only picks up 2 yards on that play. That really wasn't a good call there. But Garola's got to throw it now. It's 3rd and 8, and he checks it down underneath to Drew Williams, the sophomore running back, and look at that. He shows off some speed. He picks up 19 yards, setting up a 1st and goal for the Gators. Jack Garola moves to the right, and he fires to the end zone, and that was intercepted. What a mistake there. You can't make that decision. You've got to throw it away or throw it in a little bit of a safer spot. Now you got to worry about momentum swinging LSU's way as they just had a big stop on defense down in the red zone. So Nussmeier's throwing it here on 2nd and 6. That's Mason Taylor breaking a tackle and getting a first down. LSU's offense hasn't done much today. They need to try to sustain a drive, and if they do, that might help out the crowd getting back completely into this game and staying in it, as Nussmeier just had a nice run there. So they're going to pass it here. Nussmeier's in the pocket. He throws it underneath, and again, Mason Taylor with another reception. That one only goes for 7. Now LSU's going to be down under 2 minutes left in the half. So they can control it here and make sure that the Gators don't get another possession if they run this clock and manage it right. Justice Boone getting a tackle there, setting up a 3rd and inches, which actually kind of works in LSU's favor because they could drain more clock as they get the first down to Landon Ibita, who goes all the way down to the 31-yard line on a 12-yard pickup. This clock continues to run. They're down to 120. Nussmeier finds Ibita again, who breaks a tackle from Noah Anibagnom, and he goes in for the 31-yard score. LSU's actually going to take the lead here, 7-3 with 1:12 left in this one. Jack Garola and the Gators offense get the ball back with a chance to answer, and a big play to Harrison Walsh III for 21 to begin this drive. And he gets out of bounds with 1:07 left. Garola's looking to throw, and he finds Harrison Walsh III, but he couldn't hold on. Honestly, that might have been for the better. So we're in the pistol here, 2nd down, feeling pressure. Garola goes deep again, one-on-one. Harrison Walsh III mosses him and goes out of bounds. After picking up 41 yards, that leaves 58 seconds on the clock for Drew Williams to go up the middle and get in for the touchdown. That was a very quick drive. That gives the Gators a 10-7 lead, and Drew Williams gets his first career touchdown there. Coach KJ came over to congratulate him. So that gives LSU the ball back with 57 seconds or so left, so they have plenty of time to drive down and get a score if they want to. They do use a timeout there, leaving 49 seconds left. That was Josh Pittman, their running back, on the reception. So on 2nd down, Nussmeier looking to pass. He throws it to Hilton Jr., who's wide open, and he gets all the way out to about the 46-yard line. He almost was able to squirm his way out of there after picking up 14. Nussmeier with 38 seconds, going deep, and he has a man wide open. That's Hilton Jr. again, all the way down to the 25-yard line, picking up 29 yards. This drive's been managed perfectly by LSU and Garrett Nussmeier, and he's looking to pass, and he tucks and runs up the middle. He doesn't quite get a first down there, so the clock should keep running, bringing up a 2nd and inches, and they're down to 16 15 seconds as Nussmeier's going to pass it. He goes to the end zone, and that's Mason Taylor coming down with it, they say. I'm not so sure about that. We got to look at this replay. I don't know. And then you can see there, he got it. That would have been an NFL catch. That was a perfect throw by Garrett Nussmeier. Perfect catch by Mason Taylor. LSU's able to come back and score and make this a 14-10 game as we head into halftime. I mean, I don't know what can we do there? Drain more clock, but we got to take the touchdown when we have it. LSU's leading at the half, and that just guts me. They shouldn't be. We do lead time of possession, but LSU's been pretty good. We have had a better offense than them. Now let's take a look at some of our recruiting news for the week. And something new I'm doing is I'm showing off a soft commit to go along with top 3. So in this case, Tracy Brown, the number 2 outside linebacker in the nation, soft committed to Alabama over Florida and Arkansas. So right now, it looks like we're not getting him in our class. We'll see though. We're going to keep recruiting him and try to flip him. That's how it works. But right now, he's not a part of our class. LSU gets the ball to begin the second half, and Garrett Nussmeier gets drilled and fires that pass in there to Landon Ibita. What a pass by Garrett Nussmeier. It appears as if that momentum's carried over from the end of the first half as Nussmeier's going to throw again, and there's Landon Ibita once again. First down and more. He's fighting ahead for 24 yards. That's another huge play for the Tigers. I don't know, man. This momentum swung completely, and this LSU offense has found their groove as Mason Taylor, again, another reception for 8 yards. This is probably the best LSU's offense has looked the entire season. They've struggled. It's the reason they're 1-4. And for some reason, against us in the second half, they've gotten moving here. They're driving down the field quick with Pittman getting a carry here, and he's all the way down to the 10 on a 6-yard pickup. That was Shamar James making a tackle there. Nussmeier again gonna pass. We send a corner blitz, and that gets him. That is a big play right there. Akil Wesley with the sack. He steps up as a young corner and makes a play. So, looking to pass here on a 3rd and 10 is Garrett Nussmeier standing in the pocket. He throws it underneath to Landon Ibita, who steps out of bounds after picking up 5. At least we only hold him to 3 as that field goal is up and no good. LSU misses the kick. That hopefully helps swing the momentum back in the Gators' way as it remains 14-10 and we go down the field. Jack Garola finds Harrison Walsh the 3rd for a huge pickup there. So now it's 1st and 10 from about the 31-yard line as Emmanuel Henderson catches a screen. He only takes it for 1. That's okay. That's a solid play. We'll take it. It's not a negative. Garola feeling the pressure. They're sending a blitz. Everybody's covered and Garola tries to throw it. He gets hit just as he releases it though. So now we're backed up to a 3rd and 9. Jack Garola throws it quick. He has a man wide open. Emmanuel Henderson walks in for a 31-yard touchdown. Florida's going to retake the lead in this one, 17-14. That is a huge play and a huge response drive for the number 5 Gators. Now LSU takes over. Let's see if the Tigers can do the same thing on 1st down. They have a big play to Hilton Jr., who's all the way out to the 46-yard line. He picked up 21 yards on that reception. So now they go to Caitlin, their backups running back, and he only picks up 2. That is not great, but that's okay. It's solid. So it's 2nd and 8. Our defense sending a little bit of pressure. It didn't get there in time, and Sample makes the reception for 7 yards, but it's 3rd and inches. Campbell comes in motion, and Nussmeier is going to run play action off of him, and down he goes. He gets sacked on the play. That's Nathan Osborne dicing in there and cutting him down. However, they go for a fake punt on 4th down, and Lamel gets the 1st down on a 14-yard rush. We weren't prepared for that, and it's not the first time a fake punt's caught us off guard. We need to do better about that. But this drive continues as Nussmeier's running a speed option, and he's going to pick up 6 yards. That was Miguel Mitchell coming down and making a tackle for the Gators. Nussmeier pulls it, and we missed the tackle, and Mitchell again gets him. But that's not before he picks up 10 yards. So, LSU and Nussmeier passing again. Nussmeier moving in the pocket, feeling no pressure at all. Fires it in there to Chris Hilton Jr. That's a 16-yard pickup, setting up a 1st and goal from the 1. They were going to pull it with Nussmeier on the read option, and he walks in untouched. LSU retakes the lead pretty quickly here, and that fake punt was critical in that last drive, giving them a 21-17 lead as Jack Garola and the Gators take over, and Malik Mega makes a one-handed catch for 22 yards. That was a big play. Jack Garola's moving to the right, and he checks it down to Drew Williams, who makes a man miss. Almost makes the second guy miss and picks up 6. He's actually been a little bit of a surprise coming in here. He has a little bit of juice. I think he could get some carries, even when Quantel Johnson and Guyassi Blanks are both healthy. So it's now 3rd and 3 following that carry, and Garola's moving to the right. He doesn't see anybody open. Stops and throws. He finds a man late, and that's Emmanuel Henderson for a big play touchdown. That's a 52-yard touchdown. All possible because Jack Garola kept that play alive and instead of running, chucked it deep. Gators retake the lead 24-21 here late in the third quarter as there's only 40 seconds left. Nussmeier pulled it down the run on first down and he only picked up 2. So on second down under center was Nussmeier dropping back and passing. He finds Sample who breaks Scooby Williams' tackle before Kewan Hawes gets him down, setting up a 3rd and 3. But that's where we're going to end the third quarter as it's 24-21 Florida. LSU has the ball, and they do not get the first down to begin the fourth quarter. This time, though, on a 4th and inches, they do decide to punt it away as David Hester's back on the return, and he goes down after a 10-yard return. But Florida has a chance to put this game away if they can get a touchdown on this drive. Jack Garola throws a screen to Harrison Wallace III, who's fighting to break a tackle and picks up 5. He earned those yards. Second down, a screen the other way, nearly intercepted twice. You got to be careful on them screens. If guys are playing up, you can't throw them. Jack Garola, though, feeling the pressure here on 3rd and 5, throws a screen to Drew Williams. However, that was read perfectly by a D lineman on the Tigers. So that forces us to have to punt it away. And we punt it down there to LSU, and that goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That really wasn't a great punt. That's why I showed it. I was a little frustrated with how poor that was. Pittman takes over for LSU. He gets 6 on first down. This Gators defense has done a decent job here in the second half, so they need to be able to keep it up as they've only allowed 1 score. But Nussmeier goes deep and finds Sample. That gives them 307 passing yards. Our young secondary struggled against Garrett Nussmeier, even though he came into today struggling himself with more interceptions than touchdowns, or it was like 8-9 or 8-7. Either way, it was not good. So they end up burning us through the air somehow. I don't know. Nussmeier, though, he's pulling it here on a 1st and 10, and he's been running pretty well, which is not something I expected. Miguel Mitchell decks him there at the end of that play, though. They go to Caitlin on 2nd and 5, and he has a big crease to the right. He might get in. He steps out of bounds at the 1-yard line, but it's 1st and goal for Pittman, who walks in untouched. Touchdown, Josh Pittman. LSU retakes the lead 28-24 with almost 5 minutes left in this game. That's really disappointing, I gotta be honest with you. Now our offense needs to answer. Our defense wasn't able to stop him when we needed it, as David Hester has a chance. He has a big crease. He's out to the 44-yard line or so before he goes out of bounds. That could have been a bigger return. Honestly, David Hester hasn't really been a great returner this season. It's a little frustrating. It might be the first time I don't win the Jet Award, which basically never happens to me. Jack Garola, though, looking to pass, and he finds Harrison Wallace III for a first down on an 11-yard pickup, and they go to Drew Williams, who's been really solid on the ground, actually. He's been a nice find as he picks up 10 yards on that one. They're going to call it 2nd and inches anyway. That's okay. We throw a quick screen out there. Harrison Wallace III gets hit and goes down. He ends up losing a yard. So now it's 3rd and 2 for Jack Garola, who's scrambling out to the right. He can probably run and get this first down, and that's exactly what he does and slides down without taking a hit. That's smart. So we're under 3 minutes left in this game, and we hand it to Drew Williams, who gets stuffed immediately for a 2-yard loss. That play was doomed from the get-go. We go back to Drew Williams on next play, and that's a solid carry. He picks up 4. You'd like a little bit more because now it's 3rd and 7, and we need a touchdown on this drive as Jack Garola's going to the right. He finds Drew Williams, though, who will get all that yardage back plus a little bit. It's now 1st and goal after a 9-yard pickup through the air. We come out in the pistol, and we throw it quick, and that's Kyle Hinder for the 2-yard touchdown. Jack Garola went 5 of 5 for 38 yards on that drive here to give us the lead with 1:33 left. Now all our defense has to do is hold the Tigers. If they get a field goal, we can manage that. At least we'll go to overtime. But if they get a touchdown, it's going to be hard to come back from this one. You almost wish we'd have scored a little quicker on that last drive. As Garrett Nussmeier is facing a 2nd and 10, finds his man Chris Hilton Jr. for a 10-yard reception. He's caught 7 balls for 107 yards today. Nussmeier feeling a little bit of pressure there, throws, and that's Landon Ibita on a 14-yard pickup. He's been pretty good as well for him. Nussmeier looking to pass. They're down to 1:18. He checks it down underneath to Campbell, who takes that for 8 yards. That's a short pickup. The clock's going to keep running, but LSU has all their timeouts, so they're not too worried about that. Garrett Nussmeier, however, takes a sack on that play. That is a big mistake right there. That's Giovanni Peterson coming in and taking him down. He's one of our young backup edge rushers as Nussmeier throws a screen to Hilton Jr. that doesn't work. So it all comes down to this. It's 4th and 10. Can we stop him here? Garrett Nussmeier looking to throw. He finds Landon Ibita, who has a step, and he gets the first down just barely. That's an 11-yard pickup, keeping this drive alive for the Tigers. Nussmeier with 42 seconds takes a snap, moving in the pocket, gets hit just as he releases that one. So now it's 2nd and 10 with 39 seconds. They're going to send Mason Taylor in motion. Nussmeier drops back to pass. He's looking. There's no pressure, man. He tucks the run and he slides and goes down with about 30 seconds left in this one or so. And LSU only has one timeout left, so they got to rush up to the line and keep going. They're down to 20. They find Campbell, and that probably gets them in field goal range. So right now we're playing for overtime. They can't get in the end zone as Nussmeier looking to pass, breaks a sack, throws it, and that could have sealed this game. Shamar James should have picked that off, and this one would have been over. There's 11 seconds left. Nussmeier throws it. He finds Sample, who breaks a tackle. They're going to give him the first down, so the clock stops there. LSU isn't forced to burn their timeout, so they take the snap with 6, 4, 3, and they go in. They get a touchdown with 3 seconds left. Robert Sample gives LSU the lead with 3 seconds left. That's just disappointing. The extra point's up and good, so now we need a touchdown. There's only 3 seconds, so he needed a touchdown regardless, probably, but still, it's 35-31. Hester steps away from that. We're going to let it bounce. Basically, now it all comes down to a Hail Mary, and Jack Garola's going to roll to his right and throw it as far as he can. He stands there, gets the pass off. He goes deep. He has a chance, but it's incomplete. This one's over. We end up dropping this game 35-31 to Garrett Nussmeier and LSU. LSU needed this win. That got them their 2nd win on the season and improves their record 2-4. But number 5, Florida, loses their first one and drops down to 4-1 on the season. This is a big loss, and it's going to really hurt us in the standings because LSU struggled to begin this season, even though they are a pretty good team. And you can see the pain in the eyes of the Gators there. Jack Garola's clearly upset. Garrett Nussmeier deserves a ton of credit as he is your player of the game. He played well for LSU. Honestly, I got to give a lot of credit to Jack Garola and the Gators. They fought and they played well in this one. Our defense just came up short. We were really shorthanded in the backfield, but Drew Williams was the surprise of the game. He stepped in and played really well. He got his first career touchdown, averaged better than 5 yards a carry. I think we're going to see him in the future getting some more carries and making some plays for us. I think that it was a pleasant surprise, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Next week, though, we should have starting running back Quantel Johnson back. Iasi Blanks probably won't be back yet, so it might be Quantel and Drew Williams getting some carries next week, because Denzel Hudson, he just didn't impress me at all, honestly. He was just too slow in my opinion, but next week's a new challenge. Garrett Nussmeier burned us. He completed 86% of his passes, threw for over 300 yards, had 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was awesome. His top two receivers were pretty much fantastic, and honestly, their top 3 almost went over 100 yards against us. So it was a disappointing performance by our defense. Our back end couldn't hold up, and we did get a little bit of pressure, but not nearly enough. But that's what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We got to move on. Now let's take a look at our Heisman standings. Jamarian Miller leads it out of Alabama, followed by Robbie Ashford, Lucas Baresis, Jalen Wade of Oklahoma State, and then Dumas, the halfback from Washington, comes in at number 5. That's an interesting top 5 for the Heisman. Next thing we'll do is take a look at our top 25 polls. And at number 1, we still have Penn State, followed by Alabama at 2, Ohio State at 3, Washington at 4, Oklahoma State at 5, Miami's up to 6, 7 is Oklahoma, 8's Auburn, 9's USC, and 10's Cincinnati. As you can see, our loss pushed us outside of the top 10. That's really disappointing, man. And we're still looking for our ranking. So with our loss to LSU, we go from 5 to 15. They really punished us. And truthfully, I understand we didn't play well, and LSU isn't a good team by record. They are a good team by overall, though. So we have some improvements to make, but I'm not too discouraged by that loss. We can make it to the playoffs with 1 loss and still win our conference. Next week, though, we have Vanderbilt on the schedule, and we are better than them, so this better be a win. We have the advantage in every single category except for turnover differential. Vandy's a little bit better there, so there's no question that I expect to come in this game and dominate Vanderbilt. For some reason, though, Vanderbilt always seems to hang around with Florida and give us a little bit of trouble. They're kind of a pain in our ass, honestly. It's frustrating, but I think we can go in and dominate them. I'm not too worried about it. Their team doesn't look that good, so I think we can win this one. But this is LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll be back with more Coach KJ and our Raiders franchise soon. Have a great day. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crash crashing in my car. Wake up in a bar, I'll be a superstar.